my overall review of Superman. Superman is super meh. It's meh. Okay, so all the people who are getting super exercised over the politics, and we'll get to the politics a little.
It's not even, dude, even without the politics of it, like, it's a fun movie. So if you're going to watch this as a fun movie that is supposed to be like a faithful comic book movie with like weird characters that it's not supposed to be like hyper realistic or gritty, you're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it. The politics on top of that are incredibly blunt and not even remotely subtle is extra fun. It makes it even better. Just like the original comic books were. Superman fighting Nazis directly. Superman telling children not to be racist. Superman openly saying he's an immigrant. Superman openly being held back by the federal government due to his immigrant status. All of those things are literally in the comic books. They have played a role in Superman. So like even that in of itself and the bluntness of that, the ideology, this review was sponsored by Luther Corps. I would have been shocked if you liked the film. Wait, so now Superman's against genocide? Who signed off on this radical idea? Ben unironically thinks Lex Luthor is justified. Coming to see a film review by Ben Shapiro is like going to a 7-Eleven for a fine dining experience. I have a feeling you've never actually picked up a Superman comic.
I think that they are overestimating how much politics is in this. I think they're deliberately misinterpreting some of the politics that are in there.
He's going with the it's not actually about Israel route. This is one of my favorite types of conservative cope, to be like, well, everybody likes this, so obviously it can't be about Israel because everybody likes Israel.
Movie about illegal immigration. It's not a movie about ICE, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, the Palestinians. There may be references there if you have politics on the brain.
Oh, he's like, oh, you're just making it political. You're just making it political. It's not actually political. You're making it political. It's not political. Okay, thanks, Ben. Thanks for letting me know, dude.
My overall problem with the movie is that you are taking the most iconic American IP of all time, Superman, which is to be treated with a certain level of respect. That doesn't mean it has to be, grand mythology the way that Jackson.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's what America's supposed to be, like anti-racist. Maybe you guys have personally actively tried to go against that narrative in a way that is ridiculous and almost like a comic book villain. Because like America is what you make it. America is a nation that was built by immigrants. Okay, like migration patterns have made America this unique country that it actually is. It's perhaps one of the best saving graces of America. Something that I talk about quite a bit. And obviously the original authors, Jewish immigrants of Superman, the original authors of Superman were both Jewish immigrants. They definitely wanted to do that. They definitely wanted to show that.
He's not very super. He is not the Man of Steel. He is not invulnerable. He gets his ass kicked routinely.
Yeah, I mean, that is like, again, that's also another cool aspect to this that I don't know why he thinks it's bad. It's good that he's not. It would not be fun if he was just like one-tapping everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah, there needs to be conflict, dickhead. What are we talking about?
He's constantly in victim mode. Like Green Lantern has much more success in this movie. Mr. Terrific has much more success in this movie.
Like one of the major plot points of Mr. Terrific and Green Lantern is that they initially, in the formation of like the Justice League, right? They initially aren't involved in global affairs. Like they literally say, I don't want to play a role in this. I don't want to play a role in this at all. It's very obvious that a big part of this is like Superman and his actions make, Justice Gang. Like what Superman does here is his involvement in global affairs, like his moral compass causes others to also take action, causes others who have power to also take action. He literally makes people, he springs others into action. That's the whole point. And to defend vulnerable people and to show by not just telling, but also doing, no matter what the repercussions are. And I think that was what was great. Like he is an inspirational figure, not just inspirational towards human beings, but also towards metahumans and people who are powerful themselves. Like sometimes it's okay to do good.
His parents, Ma and Pa Kent, in the original, they are noble and they are wise. They're kind of salt of the earth. Here, they're basically kind of, I don't know, like down home types who don't seem to, they live in a...
Dude, Ben Shapiro hates the real Americans, okay? Real, rural Americans that make up the base of MAGA because his parents are the base of MAGA, okay? His parents are supposed to literally look the part of corn-fed Republicans who still have a moral compass, who just keep to themselves and have a moral compass, and they have guided Superman against what his Kryptonian parents initially might have liked. Like, his parents offer him the initial guidance, or, you know, they create Superman, obviously, but then his Earth parents are the ones who give him the morality that he upholds. You're supposed to think, see, this is real America. In a normal world, you're supposed to watch this and go, see, even real Americans that you wouldn't expect, that the media has always blindly criticized as like racist monsters, actually have the capacity to show a positive side.
Instead, he decides he's just going to toss everything into the stew. And so you end up with this sort of ADHD film where a bunch of things are going on at the same time, but you never get a good, interesting perspective on anybody who's in the film. So Green Lantern is there, and he's kind of just...
Yeah, this is why you failed as a screenwriter in Hollywood, man, I think. Because everything he's saying is the exact opposite. Like, literally everything he's describing here is the exact opposite, where, like, in a very short period of time, James Gunn is able to create compelling side characters that you can even launch a franchise off of individually, okay? I would go so far as to say that my analysis is the exact opposite of Ben Shapiro, where, like, it's clear that the side characters are unique and compelling, even if they're, like, kind of cheesy in a comic book kind of way, that that is the exact opposite of what Ben is saying. That, like, it's obvious that James Gunn actually did care a lot about the side characters and wanted to focus on it. This editing is unbelievably cringe. Biblical fall off, honestly. I mean, Ben Shapiro's fall off has come way before this.
You don't know the motivations of any of the villains except for Lex, who it turns out is just really kind of jealous of Superman because Superman has superpowers, and Lex is like, I'm really smart, and Superman is really strong, so why do people like Superman?
But dude, that's like his motivation in the comic book, man. That is literally what Lex Luthor, like, I don't even read comic books like that. I've never been like a massive DC guy, but the Superman Lex Luthor character and the dynamic between the two is unironically that, where he says, like, brains over brawn. That's it. That is supposed to be his, like, one note reasoning. Yeah, that's just how it is. Like, willing to rip apart the earth in an effort to just, like, dominate Superman. Like, yeah, you can say it's one note for sure, but that's kind of that's his motivation in the comic books as well. Yeah, he is an incredibly jealous and an incredibly petty bitch. Like, Lex Luthor is designed in a way where he has everything on the planet. Okay, he is the richest guy, he's the smartest guy, he has government contracts, he has all of this, but the one thing he can't get is the admiration that Superman has, which bricks him, because he's like, why can't I have that? I have it all, and yet I don't have the admiration and the hair, of course. So it's like, it is, in a way, it goes back to what I was saying about how the real world, unironically, is more, like, kitschy and stupid than a fucking goofy-ass comic book villain, because that's just Elon Musk, okay? That is literally just Elon Musk. You are... Like, under normal circumstances, if we lived in a universe where Elon Musk didn't exist, I'd be like, this is so stupid. Like, you mean to tell me there's a billionaire, the wealthiest person on the planet, that is, like, seen as, like, this brilliant person, but is, like, the deeply, deeply insecure? But that's Elon Musk.
As far as the plot itself makes very little sense. The plot is basically...
Ben Shapiro, inadvertently, without recognition, has created a movie review that Lex Luthor would have made about the movie. I suspect if Lex Luthor in that world was reviewing the Superman movie, he unironically would review it like this. It feels like this is almost like a meta review. It's like, Ben, if he just shaved his head and was, like, LARPing as Lex Luthor, this would be a much better product.
Lex Luthor has decided that he is going to make a deal with a foreign politician who...
I love Nicholas Hoult, by the way. He's so good.
The left wants to believe is both Vladimir Putin and Benjamin Netanyahu, but actually is just kind of nothing, is going to invade another country.
That's not. It's David Ben-Gurion, by the way, which... I'm surprised Israel's greatest defender doesn't even recognize. He's based. I mean, it is a placeholder for both Benjamin Netanyahu and also Vladimir Putin. That's for sure. There's like a little bit of, like, Russian USSR almost style, like, Russian associations, but there's also directly Israel. It is literally Israel. and he looks like Ben Gurion too.
And Superman stops that invasion. Apparently, Lex wants to use this as an excuse to box up Superman, saying that he's running counter to American foreign policy. You've seen it in other versions of the Superman story.
They're not subtle about this at all, brother. Wait, Asana just got off the stream. Did you like the movie? I love the movie.
The entire plot is a complete mess. If you try to chart it, there's no way to do it because James Gunn doesn't care about plot. James Gunn doesn't care about characters. James Gunn cares about joke.
Being woke. James Gunn cares about being woke. That's what he cares about. Wokeness. Look at his hair. It's awakened.
And aesthetics. It's very difficult to make Clark a hero in a situation in which the plot is a complete mess.
What do you mean? How is it dude, what the fuck? It's like automatically implied. You're watching a Superman movie. Of course he's the fucking hero. If anything, it makes it harder for, I would say that if you want to criticize something about James Gunn, the thing you should criticize, and it's too limited of a time frame to like really build out this world. The only criticism I have is like how quickly people turn on Superman. That was too like, but I give a lot of liberties because it's like supposed to be a comic book adaptation. But if anything, that was the major criticism, which is that the turn happens in a way where it's like, it's way too immediate, where, all of the people turn on Superman almost instantly as soon as like the TV says Superman is bad and he wants to actually dominate the world. All of a sudden, everyone's like, boom, we all fucking hate this guy, right? And I think that that was one of the only parts of the scripting, the screenwriting, where I was like, well, this is a little bit, this is a little crazy.
So I know this is what people are waiting for. They're waiting for my political rip on this film. So we've been told this is a movie about illegal immigration. Not really, honestly. Like you have to look to find that. There's one line where Clark is saying, aren't you going to read me my rights? James Gunn's politics is so ham-handed, like truly ham-handed, that it doesn't even read as political, it just reads as stupid. So there's a moment where Clark, he's being arrested, and he says, aren't you going to read me my rights? And one of the members of the government says, well, you're now considered an enemy alien, or you don't have any rights because you're not an American. All right. Like, if that's supposed to be some sort of like anti-ICE sentiment, it's really weak.
Oh my God. From the brilliant eyes and the brilliant mind that brought you Lady Ballers. Ben Shapiro has a lot of opinions, chat. He has a lot of opinions on this. He's like, it's supposed to be ICE. Is that what it is? Yeah, dude, it is. It is supposed to be that because Superman is a fucking illegal immigrant, dude. He's an illegal alien. That is the whole point. Oh my God.
Legally incredibly stupid, considering that he came to Earth as a baby and then was adopted by an American family, which would make him...
Ben, dude, what the fuck? Yeah, no, he's a dreamer. There is a specific term for it. There is literally a specific term. When Superman was invented, there wasn't a specific term for exactly what Superman is. Now we have one. It's called a dreamer. Superman should be a DACA recipient, okay? Deferred action on childhood arrival. That is literally the fucking specific legislation written around Superman's style of illegal immigration into the country. Oh my God. Yeah, he's DACA man.
The other politics of the situation are supposedly this foreign policy thing. So the left is suggesting that the foreign policy conflict in which Superman engages is a stand-in for Israel and the Palestinians, or alternatively for Russia and Ukraine. So let me give you the geopolitical setup. The geopolitical setup here is that there is a country called Moravia, and this country called Moravia is run by essentially a corrupt dictator who's working with Lex Luthor, and it invades another sovereign.
Yeah, say it's a U.S. ally, because that kind of destroys the whole this is Russia-Ukraine analog, don't you think? It really doesn't make sense as a Russian-Ukrainian conflict analog here at all, because it's America's valuable ally that gets billions with a B dollars worth of weapons. And yeah, invading a sandy country with its Merkava-style tanks and Humvees and U.S. gear.
Country, Jarhanpur. Okay, and so Superman stops that at the very beginning. Okay, and doesn't show him stopping it. He talks to Lois Lane about it. Fine. Okay, the idea is geopolitically that Moravia has been a longtime ally of the United States. Jarhanpur is a country where we don't know who it's allied with, and it may or may not.
Dude, he's trying hard. Bro, I swear, this is literally super woke review from the perspective of Lex Luthor. He's like, Moravia has a right to defend itself. Moravia has a right to defend itself against Jarhanpur. Why do they not show that Jarhanpur is using human shields? Jarhanpur is being backed by scary enemies of America. Oh, that's funny.
The only reason that Clark stops it, that Superman stops it, is he says because
people were going to die.
Yeah, it's that simple. That's it. It's not supposed to be any different than that. And in many instances in the real world, that is a perfectly understandable moral compass that unfortunately not every single person abides by.
This is why the left is reading this as Israel of the Palestinians. The reason it doesn't work that way is because we are not made aware that the people of Shapiro are either wildly terrorism support.
Oh my God. There's more nuance to the Jarampur conflict. Oh my God. Oh, I was joking when I said this. Oh my God, he literally says he does Hasbro for Superman for a fictional Israel analog. That's crazy. That is crazy, bro. Bro, that is amazing. Yeah, tweet like you're in Metropolis as response. This is how you know it's a direct analog to Israel-Palestine. Oh, 100%.
And the idea that Moravia is Israel in this iteration, like a longtime U.S. ally that's randomly invading countries for territorial gain.
Yeah, that would never happen, except for the one country that Ben Shapiro seemingly always defends unconditionally, which is precisely the reason why he's actually real butt mad about this direct analog, which you know is a real analog. Oh my God, this is the best possible proof that you know this is fucking Israel, okay? God damn.
Not match up to any of the facts on the ground that we know of at all. That is not real. So maybe in left-wing brain, that's how it reads. I could see if you're a left-winger and you don't know anything about the situation, or you think...
Yeah, totally. Ben is the only one who knows about the situation. I love that these guys will also try to reduce like actual critical thinking about Israel and Palestine as an ongoing, 80 plus year conflict that is filled to the brim with ethnic cleansing on one side, obviously, and an apartheid state and a genocide that's ongoing. And they try to say, no, it's actually the left that's like a reductive about it.
You could also read this as Russia-Ukraine because it's one sovereign country that's invading another sovereign country, and because the leader of Moravia has a Russian accent. So I guess that if you have like poison left brain, but you certainly don't have to read it that way. And I'm not going to read it that way because it's stupid and it doesn't make any sense politically. It makes no sense. Okay.
He presented it as an alternative in an effort to basically move away the conversation from like the actual analog of Israel-Palestine. But then his alternative is so stupid that he basically said, it's stupid. It doesn't make sense. Oh, okay. So it is Israel-Palestine then.